Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have intensified efforts to secure a fair producer price for cocoa on the world market.
To realize this, policymakers in the cocoa industry and key players in the governance of the two countries are meeting trade houses, cocoa processors and chocolate manufacturers to discuss proposals for the setting up of a common floor price mechanism to address the high income disparity in the cocoa value chain.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, said it will be in the best interest of all players in the cocoa value chain to address the problem now.
Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire produce about 65% of the world's cocoa beans. However, unfair producer price has been one of the major challenges to the producers in the two countries. Data indicate that of the $120 billion revenue generated from the sale of chocolate, only 6% comes to the producer countries. Experts even suggest the figure is far less in the case of the production of confectionaries. According to the producing countries, this huge disparity has resulted in low levels of farmer income and remunerations, a trend described by producer countries as a source of threat to the sustainability of the cocoa industry, especially when farmers have threatened to cut the cocoa trees and engage in the production of other crops. To help raise the income of farmers, the presidents of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Alassane Ouattara, met in Accra in 2017 to deliberate on how to secure a favorable producer price for the farmers. The two countries set up a working committee to work on how Accra and Abidjan could negotiate with players in the value chain to ensure fair distribution of wealth in the industry. The working committee came up with the Abidjan Declaration on 26th March 2018. The declaration is generally to call for a decent producer price for cocoa farmers in the two countries. The stakeholder engagement with trade houses, cocoa processors and chocolate manufacturers in Accra is to discuss proposals on the setting up of a common floor price mechanism to address the high income disparity in the cocoa value chain. The initiative is being spearheaded by the Ghana Cocoa Board and Conseil Coffee de Cocoa of Cote d'Ivoire.
We have reached a stage where the capacity to sustain the price is fast becoming doubtful if the market price remains at the current low levels. This dialogue, therefore, provides us an opportunity to take far-reaching decisions that will change this narrative.
The two agriculture ministers from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire were on a common page that the greatest danger to the sustainability of the cocoa industry and economy is the low levels of remuneration.
The work of the smallholder cocoa farmers lays the foundation for the cocoa industry, as we all know. And yet, we are the most vulnerable when it comes to the distribution of the global revenue. It is time to address this threat to sustainability and take a stand to remunerate the cocoa farmer adequately.
Indeed, this is a key aspect, which is a condition of the whole value chain of the cocoa economy. This challenge can only be taken up through an equitable, a fair treatment of all the stakeholders in the cocoa value chain.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, said the distribution of wealth in the supply chain is uneven and trade houses, cocoa producers and chocolate manufacturers must work to address the disparity.
Regardless of where you are in the supply chain, we seem united by the single fact that a thriving cocoa value chain is one that offers shared benefits. Therefore, it will serve our collective interest to ensure a fair distribution of the benefits along the value chain.
At the end of the two-day stakeholder engagement on farmer income, participants are expected to come out with a document that will serve as a guide to negotiate for a fair distribution of wealth in the cocoa value chain and economy.